to tell, no. Well, you don't want to hear about 9/11. We're going to talk a little bit about this moment.
Do you remember the 2001 film Glitter starring Mariah Carey? Because just like glitter itself, it's a hot mess. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be talking about all of the mess that is the movie Glitter. I will be talking about all of the mess leading up to the film's release, the mess of the film itself, as well as all of the mess after the film was released. As a good academic and scholar, let's get some context. Welcome to my reading nook. Page 227. The saga of making glitter was a collision of bad luck, bad timing, and sabotage. Glitter was Mariah Carey, superstar to the superstar's first film debut, leading the way, yes, that was a pun, for other vanity projects to come. Mariah conceptualized the plot of Glitter all the way back in 1997, however, she wanted to end her contract with Columbia Records before actually producing the project. After she parted ways with Columbia Records, she signed a $100 million contract with Virgin Records that gave her full creative control over the movie Glitter. Correction, page 227. While I had significant creative control over the soundtrack, I had virtually none when it came to the film. Throughout the production of Glitter, all the way up to 5 months before the film's release, the film was originally called All That Glitters. Now, the first mess that I want to talk about is how the original screenplay was rewritten several times, and during filming, sometimes the screenplay was just thrown out the window for improvisation. Absolutely not. That is a mess. Before the movie was released, of course, Mariah went on a promotional cycle, not only to promote the movie, but also the soundtrack that accompanied it. In June of 2001, Mariah appeared on Total Request Live, aka TRL. Kind of went off without a hitch. It was a whole matchmaker, pick a date to attend the movie premiere thing.
Going on a date with Mariah Carey! There you go, nice work. Thank them at home.
It went well, however, in July 2001, Mariah appeared on TRL again and had the whole ice cream striptease incident. This moment was blown way out of proportion. This is how the media reported on it. Mariah erratically enters the TRL set without being invited on. Carson Daly is trying to talk to her and she is distracted and being super anxious and trying to wave at fans outside on the street. She then takes off her shirt to do a striptease, acting all wackadoodle, and Mariah has lost her mind. Page 236. The tabloids and the celebrity press at large acted like I actually stripped butt naked and given Carson a lap dance on live TV, which is now a mundane routine often performed by reality TV stars and rappers. Oh, how the standards have changed. She is messy. I went back and watched the clip myself, and this is my assessment. Carson Daly finishes up showing the I'm Real remix by J-Lo and Ja Rule, but before he can finish talking, Mariah interrupts him by singing Loverboy.
You got Ja Rule, you got J-Lo, and that was I'm Real remix.
Loverboy, come on and love me.
This was absolute shade by Mariah to Jennifer Lopez. For those that do not know, there was a whole lot of stealing and copying going on around this time. The lead single for the Glitter album was Loverboy, which originally had a sample by the 1978 song Firecracker by Yellow Magic Orchestra. In early trailers of the Glitter movie, you can hear this sample playing on Loverboy.
Mariah Carey.
None of this would happen if you didn't believe in me.
Glitter, rated PG-13.
However, Tommy Mottola, Mariah's ex-husband and ex-record label executive, knew about this, so instantly got Jennifer Lopez to create a song that also used this sample, knowing that this song would be released on Jennifer Lopez's album before the Glitter soundtrack would be released. It would look like Mariah is copying Jennifer Lopez. After hearing my new song using the same sample I used, Sony rushed to make a single for another female entertainer on their label who I don't know.
Die kenne ich nicht.
Oops.
Because of this, Mariah had to scrap this version of the song and instead sample Candy by Cameo, which in my opinion sounds better. And This is a legit confirmed thing because the publishers for Firecracker admitted that Mariah requested the licensing of the song before Jennifer Lopez's team did. But it doesn't stop there because there is another song on the Glitter soundtrack called If We that is featuring Ja Rule. Tommy Mottola heard the song and got in contact with the producer Irv Gotti to create the I'm Real remix to sound exactly like If We. And guess who the I'm Real remix also features? Ja Rule. So yeah, this
I'm Real
Lover
remix
boy, come on and love me.
was absolutely shade. As Mariah is entering the set with the ice cream truck, Carson Daly keeps on reiterating that this is unplanned and he has no idea what is going on, even though he had every idea of what was going on.
Hi, Carson.
What are you doing here? I don't know. What are you doing here?
It was an innocent and silly stunt and highly unrehearsed. I very much freestyled my dialogue, as I tend to do, and I was hoping Carson Daly would play off me, riff, and involve the audience, as one would expect a host would do. But he did not play along. I know he was probably told to act surprised, but he didn't act at all. Mariah takes off her Loverboy shirt and Carson instantly calls it a strip tease and also says this.
You like this?
Hey, can we get the AC cranked down? The AC, crank it down, get nice and close. Wow.
I realized I was living in the moment all by myself, so I thought, okay, let me pull out a little costume trick to get the energy going. I awkwardly removed the t-shirt to reveal gold sparkly hot pants and a Supergirl tank top, but in response, Carson acted all aghast and said, Mariah Carey is stripping on TRL right now. Oh, now he decides to act. I certainly was not stripping, I was revealing. Mariah says that coming onto TRL is like therapy for her.
What's wrong?
Every now and then, somebody needs a little therapy.
Yes, I understand
And
that.
today is that moment for me.
Carson is not asking her many questions, he is not being a good host, so Mariah keeps on filling up the empty space by talking, but it makes it sound like she is super anxious.
I won't move. But see, these ain't these are just some folks on the nice street. Well, we like this.
Carson then says this.
Mariah Carey's lost her mind. I don't know exactly what's going on here.
Mariah reads out a letter from her mum, who is subtly flirting with Carson Daly, but also mentions how hard Mariah has been working.
Hi, Carson. Here's a very, very recent picture of me. Hope you like it. Mariah's working herself into the ground, and that's not stellar.
They then play the music video for Loverboy, and the whole segment is done. Days after the TRL appearance, Mariah was leaving voice notes on her website for her fans to listen to.
What I would like to do is just take a little break or at least get one night of sleep without someone popping up about a video. When all I really want to do is to be me, and that's what I should have done in the first place. I allowed myself to be a little bit too paranoid about life.
On July 26, Mariah was hospitalized for extreme exhaustion as well as a physical and emotional breakdown. Years later in 2018, Mariah revealed to People magazine that during her hospitalization, she was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. This was getting incredibly messy, so Virgin Records decided to delay the release of the album and the movie. This led the album to be released on September 11, 2001.
Glitter in stores September 11th.
Could you pick a worse day to release music? Now let's get to the mess of the movie. The movie starts off in the 1970s. A performer at a nightclub is singing and we see a child that is definitely meant to be the younger version of Mariah Carey's character, Billy, sitting up at the bar. The casting director definitely deserved a raise with this one. The nightclub singer is revealed to be Billy's mother and she tells Billy to come up and sing with her. They are competing with each other like they are on Divas Live. And this causes Billy's mum to get fired from her nightclub gig. The two then go visit Billy's father that does not want to see them. To make them go away, he gives them cash and shuts the door on them. At home, Billy's mother falls asleep with a lit cigarette, so their house burns down and Billy is taken away by child services to a foster home. This is a lot of trauma for this movie. I feel like people went to the cinema thinking this movie was going to be a la-di-da-di-da, let me sing my song, but no, it is foster home for imaginary friends minus the imaginary friends. Billy meets her two friends at the foster home, Louise and Roxy, who grow up together in the foster home. We then cut to 1983. Billy is dancing in a nightclub, but not in a fun way, in a I came here to work and get my check way.
Work is work. I'm there to work. If you need me to do something, I'll get the job done.
She works as a club dancer along with her friends Louise and Roxy from the foster home. Backstage, a record producer called Timothy, played by Terrence Howard, comes and offers them a job as background singers and dancers. Louise and Roxy are into it, but Billy is playing hard to get.
Thank you, but I'm a little bit busy.
I don't know what you're busy doing after this, but go off, I guess. The movie did not make this clear, but the woman standing next to Timothy is a pop singer called Silk, played by Padma Lakshmi, who wanted them to be her background singers and dancers. Walking home, Billy's friends persuade her to take the job with them, and there is no explanation as to why she changes her mind. At the recording studio, Silk cannot sing. It is real bad for her.
And I'm so into you, and that's forever.
Halfway through the recording, Timothy stops it and asks Billy to record the verse for backing vocals.
Turn Silk way down, bring Billy all the way up.
We have some ghost singing going on, guys. This is an interesting plot point for Mariah to include in her movie. We all know who she is trying to shade. Hannah Montana. Go watch this video.
What?
And that's forever and ever.
This is not backing vocals, and you knew that. In the club, a guy hands a DJ called Dice, very important character, a cut of Silk's new record.
Boy, this don't sound like Silk. She must have been putting some hours in with a vocal coach, man.
Silk, with her background singers, perform her song, All My Life.
Silk, I had no idea you could blow like that.
I had no idea you were so interested in how good I could blow.
I can't seem to tell whether Silk actually thinks her vocals are on that song or whether she's completely aware that she is stealing vocals. A photographer asks to take a group photo and Silk says this.
Oh, you don't need them. They don't matter.
In retaliation, Billy starts singing the song, which exposes to the DJ that it is Billy's vocals that are on the song. As Dice is chasing Billy down the hallway, we get a funny sound effect.
Hey, you in the hat. Can I talk to you for a second?
It is giving big time rush. Do you remember all of those wacky sound effects that were in that show? Billy is wearing this hat that I hate. I do not understand how Mariah approved of this hat. Dice then tells Billy to not waste her charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Dice is passing the microphone around the crowd of clubbers to freestyle and sets his sight on Billy. And as he is walking towards her, we get this super unserious green screen shot where the crowd is blurred in slow-mo, but Dice is not. Billy then shows off her singing abilities and whistle notes. As Billy is being taken away by Dice, we get this uncomfortably long shot of Louise and Roxy dancing. Dice says that he wants to produce Billy and make her a star.
How can I reach you?
You're lucky 7, right? You'll figure it out.
You are playing with fire because imagine if he couldn't find you, then you'd have to embarrassingly go back to the club and hand him your phone number and be like, I guess you couldn't find me. We then get our first sign of glitter in this movie because Billy's head combusts. We get a scene with Dice and Timothy, the record producer from earlier. As Dice asks him to have a conversation, we get jump cuts as a way to speed up having to watch them walk across the bar. The editors were having a little too much fun with this movie. It is also interesting considering that they probably only saved 5 seconds of runtime. Dice says that he wants Billy, and Timothy is like, no, and then Dice is like, yes, or else I won't play your music in the club, and then Timothy is like, you're gonna have to reimburse Daddy.
Look, man, you're gonna have to reimburse Daddy.
How much money, may you be wondering? $100,000. This is the equivalent to $30,000. $300,000 in today's currency. Dice must have paid the money because he gets Billy and the girls in the studio to record the song I Didn't Mean to Turn You On. We then get a jump cut to Billy performing the song in the club. She then performs the song again in another club, and this look is stunning. Her hair is amazing. Billy's lip syncing of the song is a little off. Chilling in the club, a record label executive wants to sign Billy, but Dice wants her to sign to a more established record label. At another club, Dice hands the in-house DJ Billy's tape to play so record executives in the club will hear it. I was not alive in the 1980s, but I feel like this movie has enlightened me to the power that DJs had back in the 80s. They were kind of like today's playlist curators. They were trusted with playing and introducing people to new music that would then trickle into sales. They play I Didn't Mean to Turn You On and then go up to a CMZ record executive to tell him that it is Billy singing. They are impressed. So impressed that the following day, Dice and Billy are invited to the CMZ office where she is signed on the spot. One night, Billy is in a pink dress and meets Dice for a date. Dice hands her a rose and she is sniffing the heck out of it. When they arrive at the restaurant, she is still sniffing it. They sit down at the table and she sniffs the rose again. Baby, is Dice stinky? When riding home in the car, they play Moments in Love by Charlie XCX years before its release.
I gotta pick something up. You wanna come up for a minute?
I just wanna get high with my best friend.
Just kidding, it is Art of Noise's Moments in Love. Dice asks Billy to join him upstairs and they negotiate.
5 minutes.
3.
Dice then plays the marimba.
Could you move down a little, please? Thank you.
They kiss, and as Snooki would say, smush. In the recording studio, they are laying down the track for Loverboy, the cameo version. The song gets played on the radio for the first time while Billy and Dice are in a taxi, another Charlie XCX reference. Dice turns up the music and rejoices in the street. Billy pushes a lady at a telephone booth out of the way and calls up Louise and Roxy to turn on the radio. We then get another shot of glitter while Billy is filming the music video for Loverboy. This kind of implies that this music video could have been nominated at the very first MTV VMAs in 1984. The music video director is super out of pocket.
We ask ourselves, is she white? Is she black? We don't know. She's exotic. I want to see more of her breasts.
The director does not like Louise or Roxy, so they are sent home. Billy is then introduced to her publicist, Kelly. They filmed a new music video with male dancers, and Billy is wearing a more revealing outfit, which makes her visibly uncomfortable. Dice halts the shoot and drags Billy out of the set. The shoot is over. Billy apologizes to Louise and Roxy about how they were treated at the shoot, and I love how Roxy is wearing a shirt with her name on it. I kinda wanna do that. In another scene, Billy needs to approve of photographs to use in a magazine, and Dice does not like any of them.
If you like Titsy the star.
Billy's publicist puts her foot down and says that the photos look great and that they have been hired to curate her image. This seems polar opposite to how Mariah was marketed during the early stages of her own career. She was seen as super modest, innocent, and pure, mainly due to her record label executive and ex-husband controlling her public image. Dice and Timothy have a conversation and we find out that Dice never paid the $100,000 from the deal that they made. Dice is in his Anna Delvey era and is all like, I will wire you the money. Billy confides to Dice about her mum and she starts writing a song that ends up being Reflections Care Enough. Billy visits a book lady, I have no idea what they're actually called, to find out where her mum is, but she has no current records, so she has no idea where her mum is. Billy's music is played to the record label executives and they like none of the new songs, including the ballad that Billy wrote. Billy is made to work with new producers that aren't Dice and is also set to perform at an award show. Kelly tells Billy that she called Dice and he said that he could not make it tonight. Or did he? Because in the very next scene, Dice is with Billy at the award show. Okay. Billy is introduced to Raphael, another hit singer in the industry, but Dice interrupts and gets overprotective and jealous. Dice makes Billy leave the party, and on the ride home, he's being a little shady queen, reading everyone in the limo.
Hey, mouth, did I ask you? Hey, Luis, you know what? I produced just something a little more than a body pop, fat ass.
You do not talk to her like that.
I told you once, don't mouth off again, roach bag.
Louise and Roxy storm out of the limo, and Billy does not join them. This is a betrayal. The next day, Billy enters Dice's apartment and is greeted by Timothy.
Hey. How did you get in here?
Breaking and entering, babe. Timothy tells Billy about the deal and threatens her. When Billy tells Dice later on, he runs away to beat Timothy up. Dice gets arrested, Billy has to bail him out of jail, she gets fed up and then breaks up with him.
And you hit a couple of high notes here and there that you were some colossal success?
Well, yes. On her way out, Billy grabs a cat. Where did this cat come from? Billy heads back to Louise and Roxy's apartment and they instantly forgive her because that is what friends do. We get a shot of Billy walking down the street and it is giving Arianka. It's giving Ariani.
Right, I got my half up, half down. Did it give Ariani? Did I give Arianka or no?
In a recording studio, Billy and Raphael work on a duet together that ends up being Want You. It is a bop, it is co-produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, but it does not sound very 1983 to me, but what would I know? With the release of the song, Billy scores a #1 album on Billboard and sells out Madison Square Garden. In separate places, Billy and Dice are writing a song which ends up being the exact same song. You know what, this must be pretty common. The same thing probably happened with Paramore and Olivia Rodrigo. During a dance rehearsal, Billy is once again serving Ariani, but even more Ariani than Ariani. Billy storms out of the rehearsal and is walking down another street in an oversized jacket. This is giving Arianka, you guys. This is Arianka. Also, did they film this scene of her walking down the street at the same time as this other scene of her walking down the street? Billy walks to Dice's apartment, but he isn't home. She reads his sheet music and realizes that he has written the exact same song as her. Sue him before Martin Gaye's estate beats you to it. When Dice arrives home, he realizes that she has visited because she left a lipstick mark on the sheet music. Later that night, Dice is walking in the streets for some reason and is shot by Timothy. It's giving broke, like you needed the 100K so bad that you are willing to unalive someone, and you still don't have the 100K. Backstage at Madison Square Garden, Billy sees the news of Dice's unaliving, but you know what? The show must go on. She performs Never Too Far. After her show, she finds a single red rose in her dressing room from Dice. Oh, she's gonna sniff the out of that rose. Billy reads a note from Dice that reveals social services called him and they found Billy's mother, clean and sober in Maryland. So Billy drives all the way to Maryland to reunite with her mother. And that is the end of the film. A very abrupt ending. This movie is... Let's talk about the aftermath. The movie was a commercial failure and made under $5 million at the box office when it had a $22 million budget. The release of the soundtrack and the movie coincided with 9/11 and people weren't really in the mood to watch a movie like this, or movies in general. Commercial mess. The Glitter album and movie performed so badly that Virgin Records decided to cancel the $100 million contract with Mariah for $28 million. I say that the contract was cancelled because this was the term that Mariah's team wanted Virgin Records to use in their public statement, but instead they used the word terminated, which is a lot more of a harsher word. Contractual mess. This movie was such a big stain on Mariah's career that she did not want to talk about the movie at all. She wouldn't perform it at concerts. She didn't put the album on streaming services when streaming became a humongous thing. However, in 2018, the hashtag Justice for Glitter became a huge campaign by the Lamberley to promote Mariah's album Caution. The Justice for Glitter campaign was pretty successful. It got to the point that the album hit #1 on iTunes. Mariah appreciated the Justice for Glitter campaign. She even added some songs from Glitter onto her setlist during her touring, and then in May of 2020, she released the album onto streaming services. The fans gave Glitter new shine, new dazzle, the life it deserved. So overall, before its release, the movie itself, as well as the aftermath of this movie, was a hot, glittery mess. But just because it's messy does not mean that we do not love and appreciate it for what it is and what it stands for. If you would like to support me, I have a Patreon where I am now releasing exclusive content. I just released a video on the 2009 VMA pre-show. It was a hot mess. If you would like to watch it, go subscribe to my Patreon below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below telling me what other movies I should cover on my channel. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and heck, why not share with your friends? And I'll see you in the next one. See ya!